Oh, 22. Okay. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is September 7th, 2012. This is the recap of the live trading room this morning. All right. Unfortunately, we only placed one trade this morning, and it was on gold. We got a couple ticks profit on it. But I'll go over what we went over this morning. Okay. Now, last night, I was telling everyone last night in the partners meeting, and probably even at the end of the recap yesterday, or at the end of the day yesterday, and I know I said it 100 times this morning. Usually, after you have a big up day like we had yesterday, it's followed by a consolidation day. And I was telling everyone that we had some significant news events that were coming out globally and in the U.S. today. And if the global ones and the U.S. ones were all positive, then we may have another big up day. But if the U.S. ones are not positive, then I think we'll just have a consolidation day. And that's exactly what we had. You know, the non-farm jobs were much lower than anticipated, and they had, as Dwayne had mentioned, they had revised the prior one down, much better than 10%. They had a huge revision on the prior one. The unemployment rate came in better than anticipated, but of course, that was countered by the non-farm payrolls. So it's a mixed bag of news, and we've had a total sideways day. I drew these trend lines on there. I actually had another set of trend lines earlier. I'll draw those back on there. Those were the original set from there to there. And we were watching as it bounced back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then finally it broke out, and we drew another trend line on the top. And back here, we drew another trend line on the bottom, and that's where things are right now. And it's been stuck in there all day. I didn't attempt any trades this morning. The only trade that I actually even pointed out was this pullback right here that went down to fill the window of opportunity. It went about a point and a quarter, and then it came back up. On the ES, I was just not looking for anything today after the way it opened up. All right. Let's see. Oh, I think I skipped the whole part about the free trial. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply to take the free trial. That's cfrn.net/apply to take the free trial. All right. If you are on the free trial and you want to become a partner, then you should have an email in your inbox with the instructions on what you need to do to become a partner. All right. Your free trial may be running out, and if you want to continue with it next week, then you need to become a partner and make a decision. All right. If you have any questions about any of that, my phone number is in that email. If you don't have that email and you want it, just type in a quick note in here, or send an email to support@cfrn.net, and that will eventually find its way to me. Let's see. I wanted to just take a quick look in here. Yeah. That was the ES this morning, guys. We didn't take any trades anywhere else because the other markets were very much like the ES. The YM had an opportunity here this morning. When this was happening, I had suggested that if you were going to take a trade here, it would be right here at 1392, and to look for this area right down here. Now, I did have a different trend line drawn on here this morning when that was happening. The trend line was going right up these bottoms like this. And I said if it gets through that trend line, I would anticipate it reaching this swing low right here. And it went down to that swing low, bounced right back off it. And there was another opportunity over here. Okay, bearish cross, pull back up to the BBC, bearish cross, pull back up to the BBC. But I wasn't taking any trades on the YM this morning either. The NQ had a few trades this morning. It had some nice ones, actually. Oops. It had a couple of nice trades this morning. We talked about things last night in the partners meeting. Different things to look at with the NQ. That's why this DMT is down here. We'll probably get into that a little bit more next week. But for right now, this is what we were looking at on the NQ. We had a nice opportunity right here after the open. Bearish cross, pull back up, tested the BBC with a down close with the bearish divergence. It was a nice one right there. This one over here went about 8 ticks, but it didn't go 20 ticks like this one did. Over here on the long side, there was a nice opportunity that moved up very well. Over here on the short side, again, not a great opportunity. I mean, it was a great opportunity, but it didn't move all that far. It chopped sideways. It was the beginning of a bunch of chop. If you stuck it out, it moved down pretty well. But if not, it gave about 6 ticks profit, probably. Everything got really choppy in here, and we weren't trading the NQ either. Okay, the only trade we did take this morning was on gold. Let me see. Crude oil had some pretty decent opportunity, but it got pretty choppy as well. Let me just bring the gold up. Gold was bouncing all over the place this morning. Let me just highlight. Here it was, a bearish cross, pull back up, test to the BBC with a down close. That is the setup right there. Okay, the bearish cross, the pull back up, test to the BBC with a down close with the bearish divergence down here. When I say divergence, I mean the green line is moving away from the cycle portion. All right, bearish cross means this line right here, which is the MA1, crosses down below the BBC, which is the green line. Drops down, pulls back, tests it, gets rejected by it on a down close. All right, that was one opportunity. There was another one right in here, another one right in here, and this on the long side, another one right in here on the long side. This is the one that I actually took right over here. It had a bearish cross test to the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. I shorted in there and I moved my stop to break even, and it came back and took me out. I actually moved it to break even plus a couple of ticks, and it took me out at plus a couple of ticks. All right, it was followed up by another one right here. And you can see these trades just kept going on and on. There was another one here, another one here. There was no divergence on that one. Then we had some bearish divergence, but the MA1's on the wrong side. We had some bearish divergence, but the cycle's going up too far. Right in here was an opportunity. And what time is that? 11:14. There was one right in there. Another one right here. These were all opportunities to short because you see the divergence down here is bearish. When I say bearish, what I'm talking about is the longer term direction on the cycle, the thicker line down here, is going down, or it's oversold, and the green line is moving away from it. Okay, that is it from there. Okay, there was another one right here on the long side, right in there. Okay, right there on the long side. All right, that was gold. We didn't trade any NQ, we didn't trade any YM, we didn't trade any ES. We took that one trade on the gold. We looked at crude a little bit, but we didn't trade any. Crude, I believe, had, early on, it had a big move down. Right here, it had like a $2 move down. There was a long opportunity right there during that move down. There was a short opportunity in here, another short here, another short here, and another short here in that big move down. There were also momentum opportunities in there, but I won't get into that right now. If anybody's interested in knowing about the momentum opportunities, we discuss them in the partners meetings and things like that. I'd be happy to go over that with you. Okay. Right here we have bullish divergence, test of the BBC and up close. Here we have bearish divergence on the bottom. You see there's the bearish divergence, and this was the bullish divergence, test of the BBC with a down close over here. And you can see it was doing it pretty much all day. The bullish divergence, test of the BBC up close, test of the BBC up close, test of the BBC up close. And over here we had a bearish cross, a test of the BBC with a down close. This one didn't go very far, but it went probably 6 or 8 ticks, at which point you would bring your stop to break even. You can see, I mean, it just keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. All right. So there was definitely some opportunity here on the crude oil this morning. I didn't trade any crude at all, but the opportunity was there. All right. All right. If anybody has any questions about anything, you can email us at support@cfrn.net. Again, if you are on a free trial and your free trial is about to expire, you should have an offer in your inbox from us. You should have an email from me with an offer on it. If you're interested in it, then you need to respond to it. If you are interested in just getting the offer, then send us an email. Again, support@cfrn.net. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap up the recording.